So the new Disney Snow White live-action remake got its set photos leaked, and it don't look good. We'll talk about that in just a second here. This is probably the most ridiculous thing I've seen out of Disney yet, just when I thought they couldn't fall any lower. First set photos for Disney's live-action Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs remake are as disastrous as expected. Now, I had heard rumors they were making this, and the most prominent rumor was that Snow White was actually Latino, which it turns out she is. And then they show this. Now, I don't know how well you can see this, but I'll scroll down to the one that's zoomed in closer. These are based off of tweets. These are the leaked set photos. These, ladies and gentlemen, are the seven dwarves in question, with one of them being an actual real-life dwarf or small person. I have zero words for this. The tweet reads, "Bro, check out the seven, quote, dwarves from the upcoming live-action Snow White." And Snow White is also in quotes. And here above is the picture of them with Snow White in question. Now, you can't really see this, but she is played by a Hispanic actress who is pretty white, but not European. Now, full disclosure, I am black. If you've seen any of my other videos where I'm on camera, you know that I am black. And this disgusts me. I don't demand to have representation in everything and every story that's told. I respect the art of storytelling for what it is. If you've crafted a story that is very specific with its character descriptions, I expect those characters to be true to that. That's who they are. That's who they were made to be. I believe that people are who they are made to be. And this is not respecting the original Snow White characters. This image from Kingdom Hearts is the original Snow White. Okay? These are the seven dwarfs. This film single-handedly saved Disney. It was revolutionary when it came out. It's so important that one of Disney's buildings in their headquarters at Burbank has the seven dwarves as pillars holding up the roof. I'll show that image if I can find it. This is one of Walt Disney's most important movies that he was involved in making. This is a tribute to his legacy. This is proactively taking a dump on his grave. This, and I know what some people are going to say right off the bat. What's the big deal? What do you have against diversity? What do you have against... No, there's no defense for this. There is no defense for this. This is diversity gone mad. This is diversity where it has no reason to be. You're telling me that me as a young black man can't enjoy the original Snow White the way it was written, the way it was intended to be? That we have to mix up the characters to represent the modern day? And to represent reality when this is an entirely a fictional story? Give me a break. This is pathetic. This is ridiculous. And this is a trend that Disney doesn't plan on stopping anytime soon. They already did it with Peter Pan and Wendy. They did it with The Little Mermaid. They're not going to stop. Stop ruining these beloved classics, for gosh sakes. Bob Iger is a terrible leader, and he's getting an extension on his contract. So as far as I'm concerned, Disney is done. They won't fire Kathleen Kennedy. They won't fire Kevin Feige. They won't do anything they need to do. They won't get rid of any of the people within the company who suggested making this sort of thing. They're just going to keep doubling and tripling down on this while they continue to lose money and investors continue to ask the wrong questions. I can't wait for the next investors call. It's going to be fun. Already the most recent interview with Bob Iger was hilarious because he spun so many things. He didn't really give a lot of direct answers. As far as why Disney World attendance was low, he told people, well, it's just because it's hot. And as far as what to do with their television networks, he basically said, yeah, we're open to the idea of potentially selling them, but not ESPN. Even though ESPN is one of the biggest leeches on broadcast television because it has the highest retransmission fee of any network or any family of networks. But the guy is just... He's dead set on Disney Plus. He wants to buy Hulu and fold it into Disney Plus as if that'll somehow save the platform. He wants to do all of this diversity nonsense where it doesn't belong. Instead of creating new films based on this ideology, he wants to take old films and rearrange the characters and insult everybody who loved these movies, regardless of their background, regardless of who they are. He doesn't have any respect for them because don't make me tap the black ticket. At the end of the day, Hollywood doesn't respect you, and we are seeing more and more proof of that every single day. And Disney certainly doesn't respect you. Disney does not respect you in the slightest. They hate you. They think they know better than you. They've got this insular bubble. Reimagine Tomorrow was not made by people who truly care about Disney. Reimagine Tomorrow was made by people who want to take what Disney has built up over the past 100 years, which we are celebrating this year. This is supposed to be the 100th anniversary, and it's been nothing but horrific press for Disney. Past anniversaries have been fun celebrations of both the parks and of the studios. This 100th anniversary of the studios has been abysmal. It is the bicentennial. It is the biggest anniversary to date. They've survived 100 years. That is an accomplishment for any company. Most companies in America that have been the size of Disney have folded, and they're not too far behind, no doubt. But the Disney leadership just continues to prove that it doesn't value you. It doesn't respect you. You're a fan of Snow White? Well, too bad. You can either go watch the animated movie a million times again. Anything new is going to be made with disrespect because we have to be focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion according to our Reimagine Tomorrow campaign. That's where our focus has to be. And our CEO has said we are 100% committed to that. So I say rest in peace, Disney. Both Walt Disney the man and the Walt Disney Company. It had a good run-in. I was happy to go to Disney World in 2005 and again in 2010. Probably less so in 2010 because it was a worse experience, but I'm glad that I got to go. I'm glad I got to experience that childhood dream of mine to be able to go to Disney World. It was worth it to do. Can't say the same about it today from what I've heard. The parks are shells of their former selves. Disney World itself is falling apart because it's an old park by now. It's been around since the late 70s. It's hard to maintain something like that. It's just not. The magic is gone. The magic of Disney is gone, and I don't see it coming back. I know there's a lot of people out there who believe that, well, if they just get rid of Iger and Kennedy and Feige and all of this leadership, no. There is an entire boardroom full of people that is good with everything that is happening. Or maybe not good with everything, but they agree with these types of decisions. And then they all sit around pointing fingers and yelling at each other when it all goes wrong. When any number of people have been screaming from the mountaintops, do not do this and you will fix your company. They won't listen to you and I. They won't listen to anybody who suggests otherwise. They just pay media to run fluff pieces about them saying everything is okay, to look good in front of investors. They sit there and lie to investors. They lie about what the audiences want. They lie about where the interest is at. They lie about their own profitability. They lie about everything, and they continue to lie again and again and continue to get away with it while they're bleeding cash. While they're considering selling, while there's rumors floating around about the company itself being sold and its various assets being sold. Many people think that Bob Iger is staying on to facilitate a sale. Who knows? Honestly, who knows? But at the end of the day, as long as they keep making decisions like objectively changing classic characters to something completely unrecognizable and that doesn't make remotely any sense, they will continue to lose their audiences that they've built up over the decades. Because people don't respect this. But they do this so that they can hide behind the shield of diversity, and that as a black man makes me sick. Oh, we've got black people here. We've got, looks to be a mixed race guy here. We want to represent modern diversity. Well, then make a new story and don't connect it to anything that has nothing to do with this. That's the simple fix. And then let it succeed or fail on its own. But don't take something beloved and try to make it into this. People aren't going to buy that. But they have to do this because, number one, they're creatively bankrupt, but number two, because of the brand synergy. It's all about the brand. But they can't give you the thing. They have to give you their version of the thing. I don't want your version of the thing. I want the classic thing. I want the classic thing to be honored and respected. And this is utter disrespect to everything about the classic. This is utter respect to Walt Disney himself. This is a poor business decision, and it's not the first, and it won't be the last. So those of you holding out hope for Disney, good luck, because you're going to need it. You might be waiting the rest of your life. Disney will be destroyed as a company before they change. I'm convinced of that. Because nobody gets fired that needs to be fired. Nothing changes that needs to change. They're losing money. They're going to continue to lose. There was some idiot on Facebook. I was laughing about something had come out. There was some article that come out about Disney's failure. And there was some idiot on Facebook who replied to me. He started cussing me out and saying, Disney's been gaining billions. You don't know what you're talking about. The people who defend Disney at this point are a level of delusion that I can't even fathom. This guy looked to be in his early 60s. So he could have been a bot. I don't honestly know, but it's just sad, the state of things. I can't believe there's anybody who defends this and calls himself a fan of Disney, let alone a fan of the original movie. You have to do so many gymnastics and stretch yourself so many ways to justify this as a decision and say that this will be a success. I can tell you what, this won't be profitable because people see through it. All people see through it. Even the people who you're trying to ingratiate yourselves to see through this. Black people see through this. They comment all the time on Twitter. Even the leftists on Twitter will go, why not just create new characters? Why ruin the old? They're offended by this. So this whole thing is being done by people who just aren't intelligent with their business decisions. And this is baffling because a couple years ago, they were still making good decisions under Bob Iger. Did he get some sort of brain worm? Did somebody get into his ear at the company? I don't know. What I do know is that the company is on a bad track and several people need to be fired as a result. But anyways, that's all I have to say about this. At the end of the day, this thing is going to objectively fail. I have no interest in this. I have no interest in anything modern Disney. I just wanted to comment on the absurdity of it all, as so many are doing right now. So thank you very much for watching. This has been Super Koopa TV. Remember, Hollywood doesn't respect you. God bless. Have a good one. Peace.